Good evening, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day. My name is Sherry Danzig, and we're going to kick off another Monday evening sharing wellness stories. And you've got some great stories up ahead. And actually, I'm going to start tonight with a story. But to let you know, as a guest, we are all associated in some way with a company called Nikken, which is a 47-year-old company that is an innovator in wellness technologies. And what you'll hear tonight are stories from consultants and happy customers who are in love with these products and the kinds of impact that they have on themselves, their family. Sometimes it's a story from someone that we've shared a product with. So there's endless numbers of wonderful experiences that we get to share. You may hear about a particular product, and as a guest, you may have questions about the name of it. So you'll certainly need to track back to the person that invited you so that you can learn more. Our real big product, though, is what we call the Wellness Home. And so that's not one product. That's a whole focus of creating a wellness environment at home so that you can impact your everyday life and be more vibrant, slow down the aging process, have better sleep, and all sorts of things that are created from this living in this wellness environment. So I have been a massage therapist for over 30 years. And I thought I would share a story today because I use a magnet on my back, and it's actually has 3 different technologies in it. The magnets is the one that I'm really focused on. And I was tracking back 28 years ago. My twins were born, and that pregnancy and then years after, my back it didn't recover. It was a real aggravation for me, to the point that I started taking over-the-counter medicine to alleviate my back, which as a massage therapist is a real problem. And you know what? I just realized, yes, I did record. Okay, good. So the magnet that I wear on my back is something that I wear every day. In fact, I say I wear it 24/7, except for the shower, because I haven't figured out a way to keep it on my back in the shower. Don't try to imagine that. So it's something that if I don't wear it, if I leave home and forget to keep it in my clothing for the day, I really miss it. I can tell you that I had a shoulder injury and I hadn't been playing tennis for a while, went back to playing tennis, and 28 years ago, I couldn't play tennis because of my back. So the fact that I'm 63 and I'm able to play tennis, I recover quickly. And when I have that magnet on my back, I feel looser. I feel, no discomfort. It really has made a huge impact. And for someone that has hurt their back, and I don't know anybody, I don't think you get through this life without having a back issue at some point. So to have something this simple that works every single day is such a blessing. So that's one of my many stories. So now I'm going to call on Donna. And I think, Donna, you are a guest of Wynn and perhaps a happy customer. So Donna, if you'll share your story.
Hi, I'm Donna. Yes, I am a happy customer. I am referred by Wynn, and I've tried many of the Nikken products over the years, all referred to from Wynn. One of them is the chair cushion, which I'm sitting on right now. It's in my favorite chair, and I sit on it every day because of, like you were talking about, back issues. I find that it does help. So I've been using that for a couple of years now, and I really like it. But the other one that I was going to talk about is the joint supplement. And I had a fall almost 2 years ago, right before Mother's Day, right at the very beginning of the pandemic, since I was kind of staying close to home and not really going out much because they were telling you to stay in your home. I was walking in my neighborhood and I caught my toe on a sidewalk, where the sidewalk was raised up a little bit from a tree root. And I took a pretty bad fall and injured my knee, my shoulder, and my elbow all at the same time. The elbow actually was broken, the knee and the shoulder, soft tissue injuries, which to this day haven't healed completely, even though it's been the better part of 2 years. But anyway, recently, a couple of months ago, the knee started really bothering me again, really acting up. And, I don't like to take over-the-counter medications. I do when I absolutely have to, but I try not to. And I went to an orthopedic doctor finally because the pain was just really bugging me and I was having trouble walking without pain. So I got a cortisone shot in my knee, which I've had before. Wasn't real crazy about that idea. It helped some. But then Wen reminded me about the joint supplement. So I started using that again. And right now my knee is not perfect, still hurts sometimes, but a whole lot better than it was. So I do think the joint supplement definitely helps. So I just ordered another bottle.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. And that's something you can do every day as long as you need to. And it's completely
Yep.
natural. Thanks, Donna. That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So Lynn, you're going to share a story yourself. Please unmute.
Hey, this is Lynn. I live in GTA, which is very close to Toronto area. And I have been introduced to NECAN products many years ago, and of course would have many great experiences. But the one thing that was very impactful was recently in the last year for me was, of course, we all are being affected what's happening in the world. And I didn't realize how badly I was affected with the stress of the pandemic, what's happening with the COVID. And of course, all other demands. I found myself not sleeping, agitated, anxiety, which I really never recognized and wouldn't believe that this is happening to me. But the good part was that I did recognize that I needed help. And my friend, Paula, who introduced me to NECAN products years back, just said to me, Jeff is doing HBM calls and you might want to connect. And I thought, oh, I do know how incredible that training humans being more NECAN is. So I did. And with those calls with Jeff on Tuesday night and then being exposed to other NECAN community, I just started slowly getting back and connecting with people that really affected my ability to take charge of my own well-being. And come 6 months now, I participate in so many of the calls. I put back purpose into my life, and of course, wanted to be a great example to my children and build a legacy for them. And I rejoined, and I'm excited to be part of this global NECAN community and looking forward to some incredible experiences with everyone that is on this call and community of NECAN. So it definitely affected me coming back and getting back on the wellness trend with my emotional and well-being. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Lynn. I really appreciate you sharing that story. And, I think you bring up a great point here that's worth focusing on, which is that wellness, first of all, it's not one thing. And it's often not physical. As a matter of fact, stress is the number one cause of illness and dis-ease in the body. And so you can't separate the mind and the body and how they operate together. And so thank you for your courage to speak about that, because sometimes people are, don't like talking about the fact that they're feeling anxiety or not sleeping well because of what's going on around us. And I mean, I think everybody can relate to that. And it's one of the things I really love and appreciate about Nikken is that we're not simply a product company. We're not a one product company. As we said, we have the wellness home, and it's really a wellness lifestyle. The fact that the company sponsors this training, this workshop, Humans Being More, and it's really at the very core of who we are as a company, what our philosophy is about humans being more. And so it's almost free. They subsidize it so much that it's available to all of the consultants. It's available to guests. It's really their community pillar. So, and I'll say this one more thing, and then we'll have our last fabulous share of stories coming on in just a moment. Nikken's philosophy is about creating the 5 pillars of wellness. And so you've heard a lot about the body. So it's body, mind, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And of course, the society piece, I think, is really most focused on with the Humans Being More, because that's something that the world needs. So, and tune in for when we have those online. And then I'll do a little plug that I have been hosting for the last couple of years, a Humans Being More retreat, which is going to be in the Georgia mountains just a little over a year from now. It'll be March of 23. So that's been a blast to do. All right, Mr. Rapp, you're going to be the wrap of the stories tonight.
So you want me to wrap this up?
I want you to wrap it up, Herb Rapp.
Right. My pleasure. Well, it's fun to always, anytime I get a chance to share Nikken, it's a treat, whether it's a business story or a product story. And my story goes back 27 years almost now, finding Nikken while being a tennis professional out in Southern California. And I was very enthusiastic about being able to continue playing tennis. And so when the Nikken products came to my tennis club, I was happy to try that same back magnet that you were talking about, the Flex. And my issues that I'd had for 27 years were just improved dramatically in 2 or 3 weeks. My back went from problematic to feeling quite good. And I was able to actually stand straight up and put my hands flat on the ground in about 3 weeks. The only problem is I did it probably 200 times a week showing people, and I ended up hurting my back again. But my story really revolves around what I can do now at age 73. I'm almost 74, and I'm still playing tennis. I haven't lost to anybody that's my age in the singles yet in the country. I've been able to deal with my back. My knees are in good shape. My rotator cuff, I tape the power chips on my rotator cuff so I can actually play matches and then get done and not be really aching like I used to. I've been playing some basketball, not as much as I used to, but I've been playing with young kids who are at the LA Fitness, and we play for an hour and we sit down and I tell them I'm city scoring champ in 1966 and 6 up in Illinois. And they say, how the hell old are you? And I tell them at the time, the last time I told people that I was probably 71. And they just said, let me see your driver's license. But because my knees are in good shape, my back's in good shape, I can play with those kids, and I'm still very quick. Not as quick as I was when I was city scoring champ, but still quite quick. Also, I'm able to keep skiing, which I enjoy doing so much. And I've been able to do some not so much out here. I'm just getting located in the different places to ski. But back in Las Vegas, I went to Utah, Colorado, all over Nevada, and just really enjoyed skiing. So I'm still able to do that. Once again, when your back and knees are in good shape, that's the 2 areas where you usually get in trouble with skiing. So my wife's taking it up now. So the 2 of us like to go when we sneak off to North Carolina and up in Tennessee. Another thing that's really been noticeable that my health has allowed me to do is normally I would take 4 to 5 days to drive cross country. And I just recently discovered that if I take the Pi water from our water system and drink it while I'm traveling, and then also spray it on my face, I can go from Atlanta to Las Vegas and not even get a hotel room. So you can imagine at 73, the energy that you get from the water, but also the fact that if you spray it on your face, you're wide awake for about 20 minutes. So that's been a pretty cool thing. I've done it a couple of times already. I don't necessarily recommend it, but it just seemed like there was always a little bit of time crunch to get back there and finish up some moving. The energy that I find is one of the things when I talk to a lot of people about what they're able to do, they can't really travel. They can't really take the energy. They don't have the energy to do the stuff they'd like to do. For the most parts, golf may be a sport that they can play. Some of them play a little pickleball, but rarely does a 70-year-old play basketball or play tennis or play either one of them very well. So that's a pretty cool thing. I also have enjoyed the fact that I have the energy and the capability to travel. Right at the end of 2019, at the end of 2018, Grace and I went to Italy for 10 days. We went to Santorini a couple different times, once to Morocco, twice to Hawaii, and once to Bogota, Colombia, all in about 12 months or 13 months. So for those of you that travel, you know that that's kind of a draining experience, as much fun as it is. But we were blessed to have the opportunity to take some time off. When I was a tennis pro, we could kind of take off and go places. Another thing I want to share is the value of the nutritionals. I've been on the complete complement of Nika Nutritionals, and I attribute a lot of my ability to really stay in good shape and not get sick from the KVB for my morning meal, and a full complement of the minerals and vitamins, the immunity product, their calcium, their osteodense, all these different nutritionals. I mean, you are what you ingest, right? I mean, water is important, but all the nutritionals, that meal replacement has helped me maintain my waistline, which is kind of a challenge at 70. But people think I'm more in my 50s most of the time. And being 73, I'm real blessed to enjoy not only being alive at 73, but still being functioning and having a lot of fun doing the things I could do when I was 20 with less discomfort in my back and plenty of energy. So that's my background a little bit there, and why I'm still enjoying being involved with NIC and after 27 years.
That's amazing. You could be a poster child, but
Yeah.
for how to age. That should be a story in itself. How to age with Nikken, or how to not age with Nikken. Well, thank you all. You've heard some great stories tonight. And guess what? We'll do it again next Monday. We meet every Monday night, the same Zoom room, the same time. We hear new stories. And you know what? They never get old. It's really amazing. And, it's amazing to hear the stories. It's amazing when someone calls you up and thanks you or hugs you for sharing these products with them. So, with that, please make sure that if you're a guest, that you share your email with the person that invited you, because we have a great number of resources that we can send to you. Again, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Stay well.
Thanks, Sherry. Hey, Mag. Hi, Mag.